Hi everyone, and today I'm genuinely happy to share some very good news, and this one is special. Just this month in April, our immigration team at Reiss Edwards successfully secured indefinite leave to remain approval for a client whose journey had spanned over 30 years. Let me tell you why this case matters. Our client, a 61-year-old South African national, married to a British citizen, with their relationship beginning way back in 1995. They tied the knot in Pretoria in South Africa in February 1997, and since then, they've built a genuine life together over decades. However, like many families living in the UK today, they had their worries. Visa deadlines, changing immigration rules, and the growing talks about indefinite leave to remain increasing from 5 years to 10 years. Their current visa was due to expire on March the 30th, 2026. That meant there was no room for mistakes, no second chances. Everything had to be done correctly. And today, I'm proud to announce that their indefinite leave to remain application has been approved. Applying for ILR is a crucial step towards British citizenship. And in this video, we are not just celebrating, I'll also show you the exact step-by-step process our immigration solicitors at Reiss Edwards followed for this client, the essential documents you must prepare and upload, and the common mistakes you need to avoid to prevent refusal. And finally, the deadlines that are critical to me. I know there are many videos on YouTube, but most of them are outdated. Stay with me if you're planning your ILR application this year. This guide will help you navigate the process correctly. Before we go into the application steps, let's talk about something very important. What changes after you get ILR? Because many people chase ILR without fully understanding how powerful it really is. Benefit number one, freedom from sponsorship. You no longer are tied to a single employer. With ILR, you can change jobs freely, work for any employer, start your own business, and become self-employed. No sponsorship is needed, providing you with life-changing freedom. Benefit number two, permanent residency. ILR allows you to live, work, and study in the UK without visa time limits, removing the hassle of renewals. And benefit number three, access to public funds. You may be eligible for public funds like universal credit, housing benefits, and child benefit. This can offer significant security for families. Benefit number four, a pathway to British citizenship. After holding ILR for 12 months, you can apply for British citizenship and thereafterwards a passport, which is a major milestone. Benefit number five, peace of mind. ILR provides peace of mind by eliminating fears about visa expiries and immigration changes, giving you a sense of security. Before applying, the first step is to determine if you qualify. If you're on a skilled worker visa, a spouse or partner visa, UK ancestry visa, or a B&O visa route, you usually qualify for settlement after 5 years. If you're on a global talent visa, innovator founder visa, or tier 1 investor or entrepreneur visa, you also typically qualify for settlement after 5 years. Note that the tier 1 investor and entrepreneur routes are closed to new applicants, including those seeking to extend their leave. However, individuals who are already in the UK holding these visas can still apply for settlement. If you're on long resident route, which allows for any combination of legal visas, including student visas, you usually qualify after 10 years. You can apply for settlement within the last month of your visa, which is 28 days before reaching your qualifying date. For example, if you arrived in the UK in October 2019, you should submit your application 28 days before October 2024. Timing matters. Applying even 1 day too early can lead to the refusal of your application. Some individuals may combine time from different visas. For example, time spent on skilled worker visas can sometimes be combined. However, those on family visas usually cannot combine their time to meet the 5-year requirement, which many people do not know. As a result, they may lose valuable years of their time. step-by-step application process guide. Step 1. Go to gov.uk. Visit the gov.uk website shown on the screen now. The type of ILR application form you'll need depends on your visa route. Typically, if you're on a skilled worker or Tier 2 visa, you will use the Set O form. On the other hand, the Set M form is used for partners and family routes where the sponsor is settled in the UK. For this guide, we will be using this Set O ILR application. Once on the gov.uk website, click Apply Now. You will be asked the following questions. Are you currently in the UK? Your answer, yes. Do you have any pending applications? Your answer, no, if applicable. Next, you will need to create your account using the following information: your email address and your password. After submitting, you will receive a confirmation email. Confirm it, then continue. To choose your visa category, select Skilled Worker or Tier 2 or your correct category. And be careful here. Choosing the wrong category can delay your application. Next, you'll enter the following information: your full name, address, date of birth, nationality, passport details, and BRP details. Make sure that everything matches your passport exactly. No spelling mistakes or missing details. You will also be asked, do you have a national ID? If yes, please include it. For example, if you are from Ghana and you are issued an ID card, the answer to the question is yes, and you will be expected to provide the details of your ID card. Step 5. Check your time outside the UK. This is one of the most important parts of your application. Continuing with Set O, you will be asked how many times have you left the UK. There is a rule called the 180-day rule. You must not have spent more than 180 days outside the UK in any 12-month period. This is known as continuous residence. If you exceed this limit, your application could be refused, even if you meet every other requirement. So, before applying, review your travel records carefully. Why is this so important? You must provide every travel date, every destination, and every reason for your travel. Double check the following: your passport, emails, and flight bookings. Missing even one date can cause problems. For example, if you traveled to France on January the 16th, 2022, and returned back to the UK on February the 26th, 2022, and the reason being marriage, you will need to upload a marriage certificate and flight details as proof. If you travel frequently, keep records of boarding passes, flight bookings, and hotel confirmations. These documents will be useful later. And step number 6, your immigration history. You will be asked, have you ever been refused a visa? Be honest. Do not withhold information. They have databases, and if they discover any missing information, your application can be refused. For example, a recent client of ours was refused a Canadian visa in 2017, and we explained the reasons clearly. Always explain, never hide information. Step number 7, sponsor details. You must include sponsor license number, certificate of sponsorship details or COS details, and job information. You'll be asked for salary details, standard occupation classification, so the SOC code, and the working hours. All information must match your certificate of sponsorship. Step number 8, upload your document. The success of most applications hinges on the preparation of your document. Ensure you have the following items ready. First of all, your passport. You need to provide your current passport and all previous passports used during your stay. These documents are essential for proving your travel history. Second of all, your employer letter. This letter must include the official company letterhead, your job code, SOC code, your current salary, and confirmation that your job still exists. Missing any of these details can delay the decision-making process. Third, financial documents. You should provide 1 month's worth of pay slips and the corresponding bank statement. Fourth, life in the UK and English language requirement. You are required to provide your life in the UK reference number and a B1 English language certificate, unless you're applying after March 2027, in which case you need a B2 certificate. Without these documents, your application cannot proceed. The only exception to that is if you are from a majority English language speaking country, exempt from the English language test, or you have been taught a degree overseas in English and provide evidence that it meets the B1 standard of English. Step number 9, make a payment. Once your documents are ready, you can submit your ILR application online. At this stage, you will need to pay the application fee. The current ILR fee is as follows: £3,029 for standard, £3,529 for priority, and £4,029 for super priority. If you submit your ILR application using the wrong form, you will receive a refund of your application fee. However, £28 will be deducted as an administrative cost. Whilst it's a small mistake, there is still a small penalty which can be quite frustrating. After you submit your application, you need to attend your biometrics appointment. At this appointment, the following will occur. Your fingerprints will be taken and a photograph will be taken. Please note that even children must attend this appointment. However, children under the age of 6 are not required to provide their fingerprints. They only need to be present for their photographs. Once your application is submitted, you mustn't leave the UK. If you travel outside of the UK, Ireland, the Isle of Man, or the Channel Islands, your application will automatically be cancelled and you will lose your application fee. Most decisions are made within 6 months. So, if your application is clear and complete, you may receive a decision even faster. Sometimes, the Home Office may request additional information. If this occurs, it's important to respond quickly, as any delays in your response can postpone your decision. Once your indefinite leave to remain is granted, your life changes significantly. You no longer need to go through the visa renewal process. With ILR, you can work freely, change jobs, study, and access public services. However, it's important to remember that your ILR must be maintained. If you stay outside the UK for more than 2 consecutive years, your ILR can expire. This means that you could lose your permanent resident status and be prohibited from returning to the UK, even if you've lived here for many years. Always remember, do not stay outside the UK for more than 2 continuous years. Some individuals may have settled status under the EU rules. These individuals are subject to slightly different regulations and typically have 5 years allowed outside of the UK, and that applies to most nationals that have applied, and 4 years allowed for Swiss nationals. Note that this applies to those under the EU settlement scheme, not everyone. So it's essential to check your own visa type. After applying for ILR, you may want to apply for British citizenship. Here's the general guideline. You must hold ILR for at least 12 months before applying for citizenship, unless you're married to a British national, in which case you need to have been in the UK legally for 3 years. So the steps are: obtain ILR, wait for 12 months, unless married to somebody British, and apply for citizenship. If you're interested in learning how to apply for British citizenship, we highly recommend watching our video. In it, we explain the application process and the requirements in detail. You can access the video by clicking on the screen now or by finding the link in the description box below. Here are some of the most common mistakes applicants make when applying for indefinite leave to remain. First of all, applying too early. Ensure you're eligible before submitting your application. Second of all, incorrect travel history. Maintain an accurate record of your travel history as required. Number 3, missing documents. Make sure to include all necessary documents in your application. Number 4, unpaid NHS debt. If you owe £500 or more to the NHS, your ILR application could be refused. Always pay your medical bills and clear any NHS debts. Number 5, incorrect income records. Ensure your income records are accurate and up to date. 6, overstaying your visa. Do not exceed the time granted on your visa. And finally, providing incorrect information in past applications. Be truthful and accurate in all of your applications. Avoiding these common mistakes can help protect your ILR application. If you're thinking about applying for indefinite leave to remain this year and need clear professional legal guidance, our team of UK immigration solicitors at Reiss Edwards Solicitors is here to assist you. To discuss your situation confidentially, please click the link on the screen now, or you can find it in the description box below. The UK government is currently reviewing settlement rules, including proposals to extend the standard indefinite leave to remain period. This proposed change is to increase the standard ILR period from 5 years to 10 years. This proposal is referred to as earned settlement. If implemented, it may alter the timelines for future applicants, so it's essential to stay informed. If you are planning your ILR application or are currently waiting, I encourage you to do the following. Comment below. What year do you expect to qualify for ILR? Type it now, 2026, 2027, or is it 2028? Let me know, as your journey matters. Your success story could inspire someone else. Subscribe to our channel and share this with someone preparing for ILR. And remember, immigration rules are changing, and staying informed can help protect your future.